Is that what you did to Garton? Bone him?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe there's some
There was
after
much rapid insertion involved.
Whoa. Whoa.
I missed decision.
All right, let me stop the recording and start it over again. Alfred, you just reloaded?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. You just dropped out of
I am
Unicode.
actually.
Oh,
There
I
you
guess
are.
I lost internet there.
You're back? Okay.
Yeah, what was the last thing? Was it that big, like, battle in the desert with the rockets landing on us and stuff? Was that where we were?
No, that was the time before.
You guys spent
Oh, I know.
50,000
Yeah.
gold on a hot tip to catch one of the senior, most dangerous, powerful, technically captains, one of the most powerful people in the country, and his most vulnerable lair when he was apparently either was or thinks he was sucking the life out of some poor people with some weird machine. And
Yeah.
you guys came in, kicked in the door, full buffs, full tilt, and really just kicked the snot out of him in 2 or 3 rounds.
Yeah, that's why I forgot. It was so quick.
It was shockingly easy, but if you want, if you give me another 50,000 gold, says Hirsik, I'll give you another one. But you sense motive. You think he might not actually have another one in his pocket,
Mm.
but he would take
Yeah,
another
I remember.
50,000 gold.
I think our plan was that we were gonna stand in front of each of these doors and open them all at once.
Yeah.
That's where we ended
Okay.
up.
So we'll pick that up right up there. 1, 2,
Oh,
3.
for gosh darn it! Why'd you have to remember that?
1, 2,
No.
3. Open.
No. Do we want to just do one at a time? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
With the one with the special things last.
Sure.
But why?
Okay, I'm loaded.
Because the GM might feel slighted that his
Oh.
mini boss fight was done so easily. He might have.
Toby would never.
I do
Not
not
that
feel
kind of GM.
okay. But if you got
I'm
50,000 gold thrown down the drain out of your players, how could you feel slighted? Like, you bought the villain. He did. You paid for him to die, and he died. You guys would feel slighted if Hirsik's tip was garbage. You'd be on a hunt for Hirsik.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Again.
You'd be
I
like,
still
"That
want
son
to
of a
hunt him
bitch."
down and get the money back.
Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 locked doors in front of you. What shall we do about that? Also, there is. Let's see. Actually, let's have perception checks.
I just rolled a 25. Did we start looting corpses? Because we should do that if we
Haven't
haven't.
done that yet. Have not done that yet.
Did you roll perception for me? I am on the other side of the house taking care of some stuff.
Sure. Perception. 37 for Nomcath, real good. Krokta, 39 for Ulfred. He laughs at Nomcast, 37. That's cute, he says. Okay, minute per level buffs are going to start coming down as you guys search. Ulfred, I'm going to give it to you both for the 39 and for your incredible dwarven power, which never has any effect other than situations like this. The dimensions of this room don't match the floor plan of layout of this stone-built building. Yeah, I don't know what you triggered there, Krokta, but
Yeah, it's like a buff that's on me right now. This is called Spot. I was trying to see what it was.
Oh, it's there's a mod I've been experimenting with, but I haven't really decided to start using it yet. It allows us to kind of automate perception checks and stealth opposed rolls. So like you'll roll a perception check, a bad guy will roll a stealth. If you beat it, you can see him. If you don't, you can't.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of slick, but I didn't want to fuck with it yet.
Okay.
So you might see little buffs appear and stuff. Ulfred, looking to the south, you're like, it don't match up. Because in your head, your dwarf brain is telling you this room is 55 feet north to south. The previous room is 45 feet north to south. And the room south of that is 50 feet north to south. So this room should be 95 feet north to south, but it's only 60. So there's another room here, but you don't see a room there. You just see a wall and a bunch of barrels. So this is what your little dwarf OCD brain is telling you right now. telling you there should be another room.
None of
here.
this makes sense, boyos.
It sounds like there's
I
probably
think
a
I dropped
secret
again.
room. No, you're
No.
here.
Slightly. We hear you.
You want to bust down that wall?
Oh, you want to check for traps, Numcath? If not, I can.
Yeah, I can take care of that. No problem. 1 second here. Do the reception. Ooh. There we go.
Okay.
Turn my invisibility off.
Very good. I think I flicked it off.
Okay, you did. All right.
Crocodile's spinning as usual.
Haste has to go off too.
There is no trap on it, but you do believe there's a secret door here. You think you can trigger it with a switch that's behind this barrel of green goo.
I don't see a trap here, but I think I found the way in. Everyone ready?
Ready. I'd stand way back.
This would be, yeah, you're down
Yep.
here. Okay, position accordingly.
Be careful of said goo.
I'm behind Dwarf Shield.
To the south, you see a room with more machinery and glowing lights and cables that look like they connect to other parts. And you notice from this side, it's pretty obvious. It's not hidden from this side. There's a secret door into the main room. So this is an alternate way in. But basically, it's just weird glowing machinery that probably connects to the glowing machinery in the big room to the northwest.
It's weird.
Yep. That's
I
it.
roll a appropriate knowledge here. Not bad.
This to you looks like some sort of techno-magical hybrid of the giant battery that's in the truck, in the Nomad truck you guys have.
Mhm.
This one's huge. It's 7 foot tall, 5 foot in diameter, probably weighs a ton. And your guess is that it holds maybe a third as much power as the Nomad's power cell, and it's immovable. But that's basically what it is a big power battery. And you can see some magical artifacts laying on the table here. They look like they are formerly magical. They're all kind of very brittle, cracked. The stone is cracked, or if they're wood, they look like shriveled and dried wood. It looks like he has somehow figured out a way to permanently drain the energy out of magic items and store it in the battery and then do who knows what with it.
How
Interesting.
charged is this battery?
It's at like 50%. If you could hook it up to the truck, for example, it would get the truck maybe 1/3 full.
Now I'm thinking cover our tracks thing and rig this thing to blow up.
Oh, if you set this to overload, the release of energy would be intense.
Yeah.
Cass says it would take out the whole block.
Yeah.
And maybe part of the north wall, because this facility is very close to the north wall.
I mean, the more we cover our tracks about things, I mean, I'm sure we've already got eyes on us, but covering our tracks isn't necessarily a bad thing. Plus, honestly, do we want these people to have this? I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm fine with blowing it up, but weren't you concerned about the civilians here previously when I was trashing the city?
Yeah, but this thing's away from the civilian parts.
Is it?
Yeah, it's pretty much a block by itself, right?
It is an industrial sector, and yeah, it's mostly warehouses and other weird buildings
Yeah.
with chimneys and stuff. So at night, probably you would not have to evacuate anybody to blow it up.
All right.
Or
I'm
you
gonna go
could
ahead-
limit the explosion to just this building if you somehow dug out under this with your 30 something or you had a good knowledge engineering. Yeah, 34. You could sink it into the sewer beneath this, like stone shape the floor open, dump it into the sewer and explode it down there, and that would contain the explosion to just this building. And it would be a really cool, like 400-foot vertical pillar of orange fire.
Crocodile, you got any stone shape?
Nope.
What about you, Olbrin?
I can create a doorway to the sewers, like a pass through wall. That's all I got.
I've got tree shape. You can turn into a tree.
That's
We
great.
can do it that way because we can, you know what? Let. Do you have the spell energy for that, Oberon?
Yeah.
Okay. We can use that as our escape route and then blow it up after us as we get out of here. How's that guy sound to everybody?
It works.
You're the
Let's-
engineer.
Passwall's definitely deep enough. Doesn't ever. Oh, a 5 by 8 foot opening.
We just put it underneath. We put it underneath. We put it underneath the battery. Let the battery fall. We jump down on top of the battery. Out. I rig it. We go.
5
Let's
by
definitely
8
check out the.
is enough.
Yeah.
And if he would drop it, it can drop it up 20 feet. That would reach the sewer. If there's a cavern underneath it, that would do it. You could, if you you'd have to loosen all the cables. You'd have to like disconnect it, set it to explode, get it like ready to go, and then pass wall the floor and have it
I
fall.
think I would want it. I think I would want it to fall first, and then rig it to blow. Because if I rig it to blow and then the impact sets it off,
No, I'm sure it doesn't work that way.
yeah. Worst case
Check out
scenario.
these locked doors first.
The worst case scenario, the drop breaks the battery, and that makes it useless to them
Mhm.
anyways, right?
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
The one down, the door down here was the. Oops, I was trying to ping. The door down here is the one that was magically set up, right?
It's got a glowing rune in front of it.
Oh, this one up here. Okay, yeah. So that's the one I want to do last.
Okay.
So I'll start with the one down here.
Okay.
Use disable device.
You can actually. There is a lock on it from this side, and no
Oh,
mechanism from the other side, and it just has a key. So someone around here must have a key.
Oh, okay. Well, if
I
we
loot
wanna
the
do it-
wizard.
Or
I
you can
loot
pick
the
it.
wizard.
If we want to do it the easy way,
Yeah.
fine. Let's go ransack the lizard body.
Okay.
Rye's not gonna make it.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
Okay.
Christmas shopping with fiance, which is important. So
Oh yeah, he better do that. All right. Here it is. As you guys search through his stuff, you see that he's wearing a belt of Mighty Khan, +4. He's wearing belt of the Grenadier, which gives you, they're just bracers of archery, or bracers of Grenadier, +2 on ranged attack rolls, +1 on damage rolls. He has something called a Cloak of the Wild Man, which gives you +2 to intimidate and +2 versus fear.
Good color would love that.
Once per day, you can pull it over your head and assume the form of a lion. Weird ass magic.
Nice.
He has a grenade launcher. As soon as you see it, you see Olbrin sort of staring into the middle distance, and you hear helicopters and Fortunate Son playing.
Hmm. He shivers.
He has a headband. Is exactly the same model of grenade launcher that McGinnis had. Like part for part.
but in better condition.
This one's in nicer shape. Yeah. You notice that Ulfred immediately picks it up and hangs it, puts it in his backpack. It's a headband of vast intelligence +4. There is a technically captain's badge, and Gartone's is +2 AC, natural AC, and saving throws. It's one of the better ones. And then he has a technically chain shirt, which is basically a mithril shirt, but his is heavily enchanted. It's +3.
Ooh.
So that's an expensive item. And then there's a set of keys. His keys, you see that there are a couple keys that look like they fit the locks in the jail cell here. Then there's a key that looks like it fits the doors to this facility. And then there is a much more elaborate key. I'll let Nomcath roll disable device on it.
I rolled one above. I can just take that one. It's 35.
Yeah, I'll keep it. 35. You look at this key and you're like, this is the key to something incredibly important and probably a secret. It is a weird looking key, gold plated steel, and it does not match the rest of this set.
Mm.
And it doesn't fit any lock in this building.
All right, at least we don't have to worry about it blowing it up when we blow up this building. Probably need to go find his home and try something there.
Knowledge local, Nomcath.
Knowledge local. What was that? Skills, knowledge level. 28. Low roll.
It is a high-end key by a high-end craftsperson that ballpark Nomcath, you look at it, you look at the ostentatious, the kind of gold plating a key is stupid. It just gets scratched up and put in a thing, and it is a little scratched up around the teeth. And you're like, this is a key to something in the palace. Gartone is the chief advisor from the Technic League to the Black Sovereign. He, of all the Technic League dudes, he would spend the most time in the palace.
Yeah. All right. I'll grab those keys. Let me double check one item here to. I didn't want to duplicate item. I wanted to view item.
Ulbrin has a belt of +4 con, so that's definitely between.
And so do I.
Oh, sorry, I totally missed that, Croctaw. You were talking to me.
I was talking to Ulfrid. Actually.
Oh, okay.
Right. Luna has a tattoo of +4 con.
I have +4 as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
you do?
I've got some built
Sweet.
in my robe, so I'm good too.
All right, taken.
I would take the badge if nobody wants it.
You collect
for
them,
it.
don't you?
He does. He's got a collection.
Like Pokemon badge.
Well, it's not like I'm actually wearing them. I just wear them on the inside of my clothes so nobody sees it.
It's like
Okay.
his necklace of ears.
And Tim, though, in Carrion Crown,
Yeah.
wears every badge that he finds.
Oh,
He
God.
has so
He
many
looks-
badges.
He looks like a fucking dictator at this point. Like, he's wearing so many damn badges and medals and shit.
Because you see, that will actually basically where's it? Oh, okay, I did it wrong. That's why I did there. Okay. I can take off my +2 ring of protection, and my current. What am I doing here? Come on. Current badge, which is this one, and then the new badge, which wherever it went, and that basically does everything my old badge did plus the ring. So now I have a free spot for a magic ring.
Nice.
There you go.
Does anyone want the bracers? Because if not, I'll take them. They can use them with my stone discus spell, at least.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool.
They're archery, right?
It says ranged attack.
Ranged
yeah.
attack, yeah. Yeah, right on.
I mean, I think that's like the only spell I have that would be a ranged attack, but that I use regularly. But yeah, if no one else wants it, I'll take it.
Go
I don't
for
know, Nomcat, do you have use for it with like when you take out your gun every once in a while? Would it be good for you? Probably better for you.
I
actually.
got bracers I'm already wearing. That helps
Oh,
me with other
okay.
things. It's the bracers that saved your life. Remember?
Yeah, the tentacle hentai bracers.
Hentai bracers. Yay.
Yeah,
I'll take the
those
headband
are
just to store
super
it since I
handy.
already got one to sell at some point. So now I've got 2 of them to sell.
You can give Luna the cloak if no one wants it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you can give it to her. And
You've already got You've already got a headband, Numcath?
I've got I actually have 2 headbands of vast intelligence right now because you guys gave me the former one you found, but I'm wearing a helmet. Or there's the headset and then the helmet that goes over it, so it's all head pieces.
Okay.
Luna's already got a cloak that she likes. That one doesn't really do much. I think I put it on him because if you look at his art, he's wearing a fur cloak, like trench coat.
Mm.
And I was just like, here, this fits.
I mean,
He just
I
likes
like
it.
the description of this one. It sounds like awesome, but I can already turn into a lion.
Yeah.
Can I turn into like a bigger lion?
I mean,
No, I don't-
it's like an extra wild shape for you, but at this point, I don't think
Yeah.
you have an issue.
No. It sounds so cool, Cloak of the Wild Man.
Mhm.
Sounds so much cooler than Cloak of Resistance.
You could combine the 2 items. You could have it remade, reforged, and torched by your friends into both those things.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I'll carry it if no one wants it. I'll just take it.
fine. And Ulfred, you'll grab the chainmail. Be our pack dwarf as usual.
Would I benefit from the headband much?
I think you already got
Toby?
one.
Yeah, you already got one.
Oh, do I?
That's why the whole reason why. You
Oh,
gave it
yours
to
is
me.
only +2.
That's
Oh,
what I.
it
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We
mine's
get
only
some
plus
more
2.
skill points.
Even smarter.
Yeah, everybody's pretty tired of how dumb you are. So
Where are you in here? Ulbran. Oops, I think I sent both of them to you, but no big deal.
okay, you did. So what I'll do
I got +6. That's what I heard.
is I will shut the hell up. I'll put his +2 in the box here, and his +4 extra one I'll put in the box, so you guys can do whatever with those, and then these will be on you, Ulbrin. And yeah, that means you have 14 skill points to spend.
Yeah. So much smarter.
I'll take them and hold on to them.
Okay. The bad man has been looted. Now remember, you guys have made a lot of noise up here, and you could have incoming enemies, so I will remind you of that.
I mean, definitely cannot leave before opening that magically sealed door or
You
whatever.
should just
door
go
of the
throw it
room.
open right now. Just
Alright,
for
fine. We'll go open that one
expediency.
first.
Nice.
Ulfred, you want to get your armored butt up here?
Could be someone held captive. I can't leave anyone like that as
That's
established with a pestilence demon.
That's right. That's right.
Looks laughing, realizing pestilence, Steven? Yeah, save him. Android? No, genocide. Makes
Flashlight
no
Steven?
sense.
Yeah. Crocta's got odd tastes for friends,
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody steps in, and Ulfred's going to. All
Open
of
the
the
door.
magic that you're seeing on the ground, you guys ascertained this pretty well last time. All the defensive spells you're seeing on this spot are aimed at the container. None of them are meant to prevent you from opening it or prevent you from interacting with it. They are all designed to hold whatever's in there.
And what's in there?
You don't know.
That.
We don't know yet. We haven't opened the door.
But
Okay.
none of the other doors have this much defense on them. And then it's
Alright,
locked.
Ulfred.
But you can open it with Gartone's keys.
I shall open it with Gartone's keys.
Okay.
I shall stand back.
You're 20 feet away. It's not that big of a room, so you'll definitely be in the blast radius.
It makes you feel better though.
Okay. Let's see. All right, we shall. That's gonna go to there. That's gonna go to there. God, even with these negatives, wow. Okay. You insert the key in the lock, and you see several runes light up when you do that, and they are all showing in a kind of scratchy, sloppy, elven, draconic script, but it is a magical seal. They are flashing the words warning in elven and draconic, which is weird to write runes in 2 languages.
I don't know either of those languages, so I will continue when I'm trying to open the door.
Do none of you read those languages?
I don't.
Wow, you might not. Well, Olbrin can read the elven.
Mm-hmm.
Guess nobody speaks draconic. That's interesting. Holy fuck, Luna speaks 30 languages. Okay, she speaks draconic.
Good lord.
Luna has bought 7 ranks of linguistics. She is a cunning linguist.
Wow.
Abyssal, Aklo, Auran, Common, Draconic, Drow Sign Language, Dwarven, Elven, Hallett, Infernal, Kellish, Orc, Skald, Sylvan, Undercommon, Celestial, and Endrothin. Okay. Things we didn't know about Luna.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Rai keeps his cards close to his chest. Well, you still don't know that about Luna. We do, but the characters don't. So, it issues the warning. You insert the key. It's unlocked.
Alright, open it.
In a sort of
Oh.
a force field against the back wall, you see a hooded figure with one glowing blue eye and one blacked out, burned shut. Its face is a bunch of draped tentacles which are writhing and flicking towards the door. His arms are held in the force field that pins him against the back wall. His legs and knees are pinned against the wall too. There's sort of bands of energy that wrap around the wall and hold him against it in this weird apparatus that keeps him just hung on the wall with his arms and legs apart. And that glowing blue eye pierces into your soul. And you can make a will save.
Dude, just
Did everyone?
Just Ulfred. Okay, now we will go to initiative. Ulfred, you see Ulfred's eyes kind of glaze over for a second and he stares into the middle distance, and then you see him kind of squint and furrow his brow. You see sweat run down the sides of his head, and you see him kind of glare angrily and bare his teeth back in at whatever's in the room, but he remains in control of himself. Roll initiative.
I rolled horrible.
Hell yeah.
Really, Cap?
Rise like, shall I go in there and kill it? Is this a kill it situation?
It attacked us first. And it's horrible looking.
I mean, if it's captive, maybe he thinks we're an enemy. Could try to diplomacy.
It's a nasty looking bugger with like tentacles on his face and whatnot.
Sometimes I have tentacles.
Don't look very friendly.
Well, Luna's like,
Hey.
that doesn't mean anything to me. What do you guys like?
I trust you. I haven't seen him yet, so.
She will delay to see what Ulfred does. I think she probably just kill it. But okay. Oop, forgot to do this first. My bad. Begin the combat. Olbrin. You see Ulfred make a will save. You see him succeed, you believe. But you don't see what he's looking at. Although you guys have Castnet up. Cass says, this thing just tried to dominate Ulfred. You all know that.
Okay, don't like that. I guess just the good old. Oh, remember how this worked. Oh, new macro.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Okay. So you cast haste on the party.
Mhm.
Anything else?
I honestly don't know how many times I used all my quicken stuff. Last combat.
You are currently at full everything. Like this, the previous combat was a stomp. I don't think you had to do much. Ulfred went crashing through the door, tripped and fell, and then you guys kicked his ass.
It was literally like one round, because, or maybe 2 rounds. Because you threw me across. I was right before you. You threw me
That's
across the
right.
room. I got a free shot, and then my
yeah.
turn came straight up, and I killed him.
That's right. Do you want anything dumb, Kath?
He's helpless, so I don't think we can need to spend a lot of resources on him.
Okay, then I'll just also do this then.
Oh, you want to go blast him?
Yeah.
Okay. That's from your Quicken Rod? Okay. You walk down the hall, turn, and blast him. Let's see if that does indeed happen. Spell penetration check 24. Yeah, it hits him. He takes a bunch of damage. You see him sort of recoil and look very weak, and he can't even really move or react in pain.
Oh, I suppose we're attacking this thing then. Anyone know what it is?
It's about to be paste. Hit it.
You can roll your knowledge planes.
Okay, I will not then.
Okay.
Mine's not rolling, Toby.
Your KPL's not rolling?
Mm-mm.
Let me see if I can trigger it. There it goes. 15. You don't know what he is, but he has that look of a cousin to the Dominion of the Black.
Go.
Good enough.
No. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it.
And from Cass, from what she told you, he somehow cast a 8th level spell. That wasn't Dominate Person, that was Dominate Monster. While pinned to the wall. No hands, no voice. And he looks like he's been tortured to the edge of death. And yet he still immediately slung an 8th level spell at your cleric.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Kill it.
Oi, get out of me, Ed, you bastard.
Oh damn.
He was about to say wait when you hit him for 96. He is dead. You slice him in half, top to
Oh,
bottom.
man.
As he dies, immediately, the force field holding him breaks, and the two halves of his shattered, weakened, emaciated body crumble onto the ground in a pile, to the left and to the right. You're out of combat.
Jeez. Can I use my seldomly used odd power of eating a part of him and seeing some of his memories?
Yeah, that's not creepy at all. Let's do it.
Alright, nice. So she'll crawl over cockroach style and just start nibbling on one of his face tentacles.
Oh my god. Well, Ulfred, you're the one that sees this happening. You and Nomcath and Olbrin can see that. The cockroach has descended upon his body. There's one half that has more head than the other. You want that half?
Just the cleanest looking tentacle.
Oh, it's all pretty filthy.
Okay.
What does that
yeah.
effect give you?
We kind of were using it like speak with dead type of thing-ish or whatever, but not like I didn't ask him questions. Like I just gave some memories of like how he died. Oh, I guess that would just be what just happened.
You just watched it.
But, yeah, I don't know.
Memories of how
Good
he
point.
died.
It's been a long time since I used it.
You'll get some memories of being trapped in here, of being repeatedly taunted and experimented on by Gartone. You'll see some images of the guy you just killed, and you will see a farther back memory of him facing off against a bald man with strange tattoos up the side of his head, who was armored and holding a sword of pure energy. And he was in the middle of conversing with that man when he was attacked by them and tried to defend himself, retaliate, like throw down some mega psionic spells, and he felt his mind and body immediately frozen. And he saw Gartone sort of smirking at him, the other man just staring into his soul blankly. And he knew that he wasn't being taken down by these two pitiful humans. Some greater thing behind them had absolutely just stun-locked his incredibly powerful mind. And that's how he was captured and then tortured for months or years. You're not sure.
Okay. Do I recognize him as anything that I would know from space? Can I roll knowledge for that?
Yeah, he's an illithid. He's a type of mind flayer, a cousin to the Dominion of the Black. They are aliens from another dimension, another time. And as a druid, maybe Krokta could see it in her heart to respect it, but they are a hive mind that thinks everybody should be part of their hive mind, so they tend to just gobble up people. And they like other people's memories and thoughts, and they don't really give much of a shit for other people's pain or suffering. They're kind of rotten. They're a scary
Okay.
thing if you value your individual freedom.
Got it.
And an extremely dangerous creature. You're lucky someone with a monster will save opened the door.
No kidding. Good lord.
Yeah, good job, Wilfred.
That
Probably best you
was
killed him.
that was a DC 27 will save, and he has 6 points of intelligence damage. Is the reason it was that easy. If he had not been tortured for months on end, it would have been DC 30. Ulfred still would have made it though.
Alright,
Okay.
let's resurrect him and try it again.
Door 1 was super fun. Would you like to see what's behind door number 2? Well, that was door number 3.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, fuck yeah. Let's the only thing I
Right.
feel like we're missing here is some nice,
Price is Right music or whatever.
yeah, I think we need some door opening music.
Oh, yeah.
So,
You should
which
switch
door
up.
shall be next?
Put Olbrin in the front this time.
No, no, get out of here. I stand in the back.
Yeah, that one's good. The one that they're pinging.
Down here, next one down, or the
Mhm.
bottom one?
Yeah, why not? Just the
Door
next one
number
down.
4. Door number 4. You unlock it with Gartone's keys. Inside,
Ooh.
you see an orc pinned to the wall, still
Nice.
wearing his armor. He looks dead, but you're not sure. He's hooked
Can we
up to a
resurrect him
strange
and
machine.
change characters?
It is. Some of you may not recognize him, but it's Rog, the wielder of the throw and return steel beam.
Aw.
Is he dead?
He is in a strange state. There's a weird vial of chemicals hooked up to his neck and thighs and armpits, like major arterial, major veins. And Ulfric can roll a heal check on him. He's hanging limp. He's completely unconscious in a very low level coma. Essentially, he's at negative 18 HP, and his con is 18. And whatever Gartone has got going on here is keeping him in this state.
I rubbed some soothe on him.
Bruh.
That
Still unconscious.
heals him to negative 3. And Ulfred drops a cure crit on him, which gets him above 0. He is, Ulfred, in your estimation, at 7 points of physical stat damage to all physical stats and 4 points to all mental stats.
Ugh.
Which, with the way some obvious maniac built him, that gives him a 0 dex. He only had a 7.
Jesus.
Yeah.
He had a 7 dexterity?
That's what the character sheet's telling me, is that he has
Uh.
7 points of stat damage, and that gives him a 0. So what were you thinking is my
I don't
question?
know. That sounds wrong.
Uh-huh. I
Like that
copy
something must have
pasted,
got.
man. Yeah, maybe Foundry fucked up somehow.
Yeah, one of those
Yeah.
fancy patches you put in or whatever.
Yeah, the mods did it.
Rewrote my character.
That's right. I made your character weirder. Sure.
I'll use lesser restoration to get him some dex back so he can move.
Okay.
But he's still like won everything else. I mean,
What
yeah.
is your dex?
Gotta free this guy. Can I try to break open his chains?
You do you want to remove the thing that's holding him? No, I'm misreading. His base dex is 12. His
There you go.
base int is 8.
Yeah.
His base charisma is not great either.
Holy power gaming, Batman.
Well,
Says the guy who has like shooting 1,000,000 bolts in your bolt ace in that in that episode or whatever.
now
Right?
let's not get into
No, that
min
no,
max
that
to
no, that character is absolute bullshit, and I've apologized on several occasions.
I mean, even if I power gamed, literally, Rog, he threw a beam once, and that was like the entire combat. All I did. The rest of the time, I was just like running up the wall for like 3
Fair enough.
hours. So,
I was just fucking with you anyways. Yeah, let's get this
I
guy
know,
down.
I know.
Okay, you free him. He doesn't make a lot of sense. He does not fully attain consciousness. He is so pummeled by months, perhaps.
I'm gonna try to take him with us when we leave.
Those of you that have ranks in Knowledge Local could recognize him as one of the heroes memorialized in Torch as fighting on the good guy side of the Battle of Scrapwall. They're like, this is Rog, the Rog.
Okay, we gotta get these doors open and get the rest of the people out then.
His name's on a plaque as the Rog. R-A-G-H.
Alright, come on, let's get these open quick.
Okay. In here you find a badly emaciated and damaged catfolk. She has dark blue fur, yellow eyes, and she has some weird type of bandage over her head, face, arms, legs that appears to have some soothe-like effect. She's sort of covered in scars from these bandages, but they have covered wounds and lacerations that look like they were given to her in a very questionably surgical way.
Do I recognize her?
You can roll your Knowledge Local. Catfolk are very rare, but it's racist to say that you all know each other.
Well, you say you got her labeled cousin Farsa, so I thought maybe
yeah?
she was supposed to be
Yeah.
a relation to me. 35.
You think you might have seen her or met her or been at a gathering with her years ago. She's from a different tribe that typically stays in the northern part of Numeria, usually sometimes going to Chesed. So across the country from you, but at some big, the big yearly brouhaha of the catfolk nomads, you might have met her before. But from another tribe.
Alright, let's get her down. Come on.
Alright, I'll help her down.
And
She
can
gets
solve it
one
here.
eye open and looks around and goes, what?
We're getting you out of here.
Congratulations, you're being rescued, lass.
She looks around and she sort of blinks her eye extra hard to try and get the gum and muck out of it. She can't seem to see very well. And then she looks at Nomcath and her eye gets bigger and she blinks really hard and she says, "There's more. There's more at their. They have more of us.
We haven't opened all the doors yet. We'll get
Not
come on.
not here. They're at the compound. There's pits, slave
Okay.
pits."
It's fine. You can tell us. Just take it easy right now. We're gonna get the rest of the doors open here. We're gonna get out of here, and then we'll have time. But we don't have a lot of time right now. Come on.
Okay. You take her off the wall. She
Yep.
is freed. She now has the weird spot buff that I don't know how it works. That's cool. And she can sort of move. She can't really stand. But
We just tell her to stay in this area since we're planning to duck out when we
She
make
just-
the hold down.
she says, I'm fine. Just get me out of that room. And she kind of drags herself across the room and leans up against the wall and turns her head with great effort to look down the hall towards you guys, and then you see her look the other direction. And Nomcath, what she's just done is on the edge of death. With one blurry eye and no ability to stand, she has put herself on watch. You see her head on a swivel, looking north, looking south, looking north, looking south.
We'll be done in a minute. We're gonna get out of here quick. We just gotta get the rest of these doors open. Keep an eye out. Sorry, that wasn't a bad pun.
Uh-huh. I was waiting.
Mm.
Sensitive.
Mm.
You see clearly one of the scrap wall orcs, one of the former members of the Lords of Rust, one of Takala's little zealots, half awake with 2 black eyes, a tooth knocked out, dried blood all over his face and neck hanging from the wall, and he looks at you and goes, "About goddamn time, you pussy. This time you're mine. Just give me one finger loose."
We're with Takala. We're getting you out of here.
What? Oh, fuck. I thought I was about to get a beating of the week again.
No. He's dead. He is very, very dead.
Hell yeah, get me down. I want to fucking stomp on him.
There you are, boyo. Let me get you down from there.
Okay.
Well, stomp fast because as soon as we get the last doors open and a couple of little things done, we're out of here.
He talks a big game, but he has such heavy stat loss. He is crawling on his hands and knees out of that room. As he's crawling, he's muttering, "Kill that fucking son of a bitch again. Fucking give me a cure light potion. I'm gonna pour it up his asshole and kick him in the fucking back of the head. Piece of shit."
Exactly. That's why I just said stomp fast because I'm just not going to acknowledge. Let him have his pride.
He crawls across the hallway, leans against the wall, looks down at the cat lady and goes, "Yeah, keep one eye out."
Alright,
They're Takala's guys. I assume they're all a little bit like him.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
Oh, the door
Bruh.
game. Oh. Who? I mean, we can see your cursor.
I only
You
clicked
see
it once.
a formerly beautiful woman beat to an absolute pulp. Every surface of her skin is bludgeoned, bruised, bloodied. Her face is so swollen you almost don't recognize her, but you recognize these blood-soaked. There's a few strands of hair that are that bright blonde with the curls, and on her chest, showing from her tattered clothing, just right on her breast, under her throat, is a tattoo of Sarenrae, which has numerous cuts and burns on it. She is completely unconscious.
Just realized I have a couple of heals today that could get rid of stat damage and stuff.
Ah,
We can worry about that when we get him out of here.
Yeah, I was gonna windwalk everyone out of here.
You got the spells for that?
Good question. I forgot.
Including the additional people. Otherwise, we can go with the idea of just ducking out of the sewer.
you free her from the machine?
Mm-hmm.
No, you're right. I don't have the windwalk for it.
She wakes up when you cast the heal on her. She basically falls into your arms out of the machine. And when you put the heal on her, you see one of her eyes open a tiny slit, and her eyelashes are stuck together from caked blood, so she sort of forces her eye partially open. And you see this sort of look of malevolence as she sort of snarls at you and sees that she's missing several front teeth. And she kind of digs her fingernails into your arm, Numcath, as you're holding her up, but then she seems to calm a little bit, and she immediately drops a channel positive on herself and everyone. And you see her get like one wobbly leg under her and reach out and grab the door lock mechanism with her other hand. She's holding on to you like with a tight little claw, and she does it again.
Could you heal Rog for me?
Wait, hold on a sec. We got a couple others who could use this a lot more.
This
Can
is
you hold
actually It's actually hitting Rog. He's
Yeah, but
close
it's not
enough.
hitting. It's not hitting the cat folk.
Oh, yeah.
Is it? It's not healing the dead dude, right? No, he's gone.
It's been long enough for that.
I could do that too.
I mean, Rog's problem was that he's like incapacitated stat wise, right? Not the. HP.
Rog is now at. Yeah, he is. Well, he's got 7 points of strength damage, and he's still stronger than most of you, except Luna and Ulfred. He's a beast. Yeah, Rug's sort of semi-functional. As the clerics just start blasting channels, and she is. You see her start to say something, and then spit out another tooth, and she goes, "Ah, damn it."
Hey, we're gonna get you out of here. You were the last one for us to get out.
She
We got a
digs the
plan to get out
caked
of here.
blood off of her face so she can open her eyes, and you see her beautiful blue eyes looking at you, and she looks around like, "Where is that son of a bitch?"
He's dead.
Good.
Yeah, he's leaking from several holes.
She immediately casts True Seeing and looks down the hall towards the cell, the third cell, number 3. She looks at the floor, looks at the door, and she says, "Is that thing dead? I don't hear it
Yeah.
anymore."
Yeah, it's dead.
Oh,
too.
I.
Her shoulders slump with relief, and she starts to cry.
All right, come on. We gotta
Can I
get out of here.
suggest? Can I suggest an action for Rog? Oh, now that he's like coherent, could he just start looking around this building like frantically for his beam?
Sure. She
He's
looks.
not talking to anyone. He's just like and running around looking for a beam.
But he's not holding his hand out Thor style and waiting for this huge eye beam to come flying back to him.
I mean, if it works that way, then sure. Yeah. Never thought about that, but maybe.
It's not that. I don't think it's that good of an enchantment.
That would be cool.
All right.
You hear her now that she has the broken teeth out of her mouth. She spits out some more blood and bile and stands on her own 2 legs. Her other leg is sort of straightened. Apparently, it was broken while she was hanging on the wall. And she says some other spell. You don't quite recognize what it is, but it sounds like celestial language, maybe. And she somehow, without the 1,000 gold requirement, casts full restoration on herself, and you see sort of muscle tone return. You see her kind of hold her mouth and go, "Oh God," and then you see like teeth reappear in her mouth, and she stands.
Sweet.
She stands upright, stretches her shoulders, and she says, "Well, that was terrible."
Yeah, you can tell us all about it when we get out of here. We got to get going.
She stands in her rags and says, "Lead the way."
All right. First of all, I gather whatever I need to be able to set this battery to overload. Especially if I can make it like, I know it's going to be. I can't put like an exact timer on it, but I can estimate it's going to take about 5 minutes to blow up. So that way.
What's our plan to escape? Like we can't windwalk, right? Crocodile, you're at a windwalk.
Nope, I'm out.
Alfred-
Unless I can burn
Alfred,
other
back-
spells, but
Oh, go ahead.
Nomcath, Cass says, as you're looking through this stuff, she says, "I can help."
You can?
Yeah. She says,
What you
wanna-"
got?
She says, "Well, that guy back there, the one you killed and took all of his stuff,
Yeah.
he has a class 6 triple redundant detonator with a pound of C4 embedded in his lower skull."
A pound? How the frick did they get a pound in there?
Well,
Did
they
they get a
took
pound?
out the bottom of his skull and part of his brain that apparently he didn't need, and then they packed it in there and shaped it, and yeah, and he already had like half of his head burned, so I think nobody noticed the scar. It's
Anyway.
connected to his data jack.
But you can set it to make this thing blow up, and it would be enough explosive to cause the battery to detonate.
She says, I think I could set him off actually right now. I won't.
Well,
But,
but that wouldn't be enough to blow up the whole thing, right?
well, just this is maybe a clue, she says, but it has a wireless transceiver in it that whoever knows the frequency, and I think I figured it out, can send a signal and detonate him at will. At
Okay.
probably pretty great range.
I get that. I want to blow this whole thing up so all this tech is gone.
Oh yeah. If you cut his head off, or drag all of him if you want, you guys are strong, and strap him to the machine, and she kind of, you have a data jack, right?
Yes.
Yeah. She shows you in your head on a HUD a fairly grisly operation of like bolting his head to the side of the box and where to wire it in and what to disconnect, what not to disconnect, and then she shows you sort of a prototype of the pass wall spell, dropping it down in the bottom, and that destabilizing it. And then what it will then do is slowly leak fluid until this like burning, flammable, magically charged substance flows into the sewer under the entire city block. And then if the wrong thing spark ignites it, or some level 1 idiot happens to hit it with magic missile, then the entire neighborhood will go up.
Or if we set it off with this
or
head
if we
bomb.
set it off with the timer, then we'll be in charge of that.
All right, that works.
And then
And
they're
we're
certainly
100%
never going to find this guy, but they might know. They might already know he's dead. He does have a biomonitor that's hooked up that is talking to me right now. Like the biomonitor is telling me he's dead. He's dead. He's dead.
That's fine. That's fine. At this point, we're not going to be able to completely cover everything up, but I also just want to get rid of this tech. I don't want them anything left for anybody to use. This is shit that doesn't need to be here, you know?
She says, "Oh, I'm just saying that if whoever controls the other end of this checks their email, they'll see that he's dead, and they might just detonate him right now."
Well, let's hurry up and get this done then.
Okay.
Beam! Where's Beam?
You've just lost control of Croctide. You're just Rog now. Stumbling around, crawling, walking whenever you can, trying to find your steel beam.
He heard Nomcat talking about how he wants to blow up everything here. So that's why.
Didn't the party see it somewhere for sale?
Yeah, I think we did, didn't we?
Beam!
It's outside!
Ugh.
Come on!
Ugh.
Hey, big guy, grab that, drag it here. I mean, he's pointing to the captain's body.
Yeah, he starts dragging in Beam. And you see him, he just kind of starts panting and he's a little sad, but he'll stop screaming.
It's outside.
Toby, would I know if I start teleporting people out of here, like to our safe house? Would they be able to trace that after an explosion, like we're gonna set off?
Maybe. It'd be difficult. They'd have to really know. It would take a combination of spells.
Well, like I said,
Roll me a spellcraft check, Josh.
my idea is you create that passage down to drop the battery. We let the battery fall. Then we descend through the passage you create. Then you can dispel the spell. We'll go a ways down through the sewers and go and start our escape that way.
I have somehow been unselected. I don't have a character selected. That's why my stuff doesn't work, Toby.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks to me like you have Olbrin selected. Let me see what's going on with you.
Well, I just tried to. Let me turn my screen on.
MacBook Pro. Take a quick look. Yeah, because your macro did work for me. Sound source, being a dingus as usual. You're on this. Olbrin
No character designated is what I keep seeing.
There we go. Jump to bottom. Yeah, I don't know. You've never needed him selected before, but all right, try it now. Okay. the spellcraft check of 21. The Drow have wizards who specialize in information and investigation. If you had one of those, they could maybe figure it out. Although, from what you're hearing, technically Captain Nalki sounds like she might be the rival of a Drow investigator wizard.
But we're
Most of
Nalki's-
them would not have that potential.
But Nalki's kind of on our side, so we're not terribly worried about her, correct? Remembering that correctly? Am I pulling that out of thin air?
That was Blackout's boss, right? Yeah, so we were.
No,
kinda
Blackout's
working
boss
with
is Zernabeth, you believe.
her. Okay, no. Oh, okay.
Okay, so what do you want to do for escape? No, Kath, I'm sorry. I got distracted by character shit.
Heh.
We're 100% sure there's a sewer underneath here, right?
Pretty sure, pretty
Right.
certain.
Okay.
So,
So your past wall,
Uh-huh.
we use that to open a basically ground portal to drop the battery. You leave it open. We escape through there. Then you close it up behind us.
Mhm.
And then we make our escape through the sewers for a while. Then we blow it up behind us. Actually, Krokta, do you have enough for one wind walk?
no, I did
No.
not prepare but one wind walk spell today.
All right, that's fine. I was just thinking a wind walk would be easier to get the wounded out. of
That's,
here
yeah, that's what
than
I'm
the
worried
rest
about
of-
too.
Oh, you know what?
Being underground will make it more difficult to trigger the detonator. Cass knows with her natural 1 knowledge engineering. We'll have to be closer.
I mean, how much closer?
Or, she said you could take some of that wire from the other room and drop it into the sewer, wire it, put his head on the roof somewhere, and then we could be blocks away and detonate the building underneath his head.
But you said we needed his head down there to detonate the leak.
Yeah, you'd have to cut his head into 2 pieces.
Let's just get one more grizzly as we go.
I mean,
know, I got a better
Ulfrid
idea.
cut that other guy in half.
Or if one of you is willing to sacrifice a comm unit, you could wire that into the ceiling.
How many comm units do we have sitting around?
Yeah, I think we sold a lot of that extra stuff.
I've got one that I've never used.
All right,
Perfect.
we'll just use that then.
Okay.
Okay. Ulbrin's comm set. Gone.
Do we have a shielded place, shielded arrival place in Torch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. My suggestion. Ulbrin,
Mhm.
take the wounded to Torch.
Okay.
The rest of us have a pretty decent chance of getting out of here fairly stealthily. Although if you got the spare, if you got the spare, I would take Ulfrid.
Yeah. When you said that, Krokta started looking side-eye at Ulfrid, like, are you sure?
We can make do with Ulfrid. We can figure out with Ulfrid. The walking wounded, no.
Yeah.
Although,
How
hell,
many
if you
people
got,
can you
if got enough
teleport?
left over for an invisibility before you go, we'll take that. As many of them as you can spare.
I actually can do one teleport a day too now
Oh, nice.
because of that item I have.
True. I forgot. Yeah.
I'm not worried
Uh,
about getting away myself. I mean, I can cockroach.
I mean, between the two of us, between the two of them means we could basically take. They could basically take all of us to Torch in one go, right?
Weren't we worried previously about like coming in and out of the city that people would be detecting us?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I'm saying we don't go to our in-city hiding spot. Go to Torch. And he says we have a shielded spot to land, so they might be able to detect that we left, but have a harder time figuring out where we ended up, especially if we go so far away, right?
That makes sense. Yeah, I was just worried about coming back, but I think it
Well,
makes sense for
coming
the wounded.
back, we have the shielded shielded sewer layer.
Mm,
that shields our arrival.
I see.
So
Okay.
if they are good and they do figure it out, then they will see us. They will see that we left from here, but have a very hard time figuring out where we went. That's my hope, anyways. That sounds like I'm not an expert in magic, but does that sound good to everybody?
That sound good with my 25 spellcraft?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I don't
Let me
like the
try
way
it
he
too.
said that.
How about my 17 spellcraft? Yep, sounds great. You're the expert, Nomcath. I trust you.
I use my arcane notebook to tell me more too.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, that's gonna fix that.
I say Ulfred goes ahead and leaves now with the wounded, and however many other people he can do. So it's at the very least, at the minimum, me and Ulbrin left behind.
Yeah, how many
Okay.
can you carry, Alfred?
I have no idea. I don't know how the spell works all that well.
Click it into chat and we'll figure it out. I think it's 3
Oh,
or
right.
4. I think it's
I
3
think
or
it's
4.
per 3 caster levels.
Yeah, he's a big caster, so he should be able to get as many people as you can.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
And he has the same range as you. He's just a noob to it, but he's
3
seen the
caster
teleports.
levels, yeah.
Yeah, he's seen the teleport circle in the sewer and the one at your house in Torch, so you can go to either one.
All right, yeah, I can do what, 5?
Yourself and 4 others? I think that's what Old
Yeah, I
can
think
do.
so.
Yeah, take the wounded.
All right, I will take them and head off. D100. Hell yeah, this is gonna be fun.
Mm.
Yes.
Oof.
Uh-oh.
Huh.
Well, I'm pretty familiar with it.
Huh. Yeah. So, yeah, you're pretty familiar. Where is the spell? Nobody will click the spell, so they're gonna make me go dig around in the spell archive, which is cruel. I'm just not doing it. Someone cast it, please.
I can't, unfortunately.
Okay. I'll let me pull it from Ulbrin here. That'll be the quickest way. Teleprat Badoosh.
For a 93, that will, for anything from studied carefully to up, is on target. Oh, no,
Yeah.
no, wait a second. No, seen casually, that would be
I think you're okay.
similar area.
I think you're okay because it's at least studied carefully for him.
Yeah.
Even though he's new to teleport, he's been there.
The 93.
So it's very
one
familiar.
Yeah, 1 to 9, very familiar. It's 1 to 97 then. So yeah.
So
good.
this is Ulfred and 4 of the wounded going to Torch.
Which is all the wounded.
Okay. You're not taking the wounded Mind Flayer back to Torch. I mean,
Nope.
he's pretty badly wounded.
Hell
I don't
yeah.
think I don't think he's considered wounded anymore. I think he's mulch.
No, negative 77 is severely wounded. You could still raise
Severely
dead on him. You could like, resurrect him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
Okay, so this Scrapwall Orc, Fala, the priestess of Sarenrae, and Rog, and Fazra teleport back to Torch. Poof.
All
They're
right.
gone. And Luna, Krokta, Nomcath, and Ulbrin. Then what?
Well, I
You head back to the Robo Rumble to play some bets?
Slot bag.
I rigged the battery to
Slot
blow.
bag.
I rigged the battery to blow, including the comm set.
Okay.
Once that, do I need to make a roll for that?
Yeah, knowledge engineering. This is a pretty complicated thing you're doing, but you have some help
making sure.
here.
Engineering. Of course. Fucking hell, that's when I roll a 1.
Okay. You guys. Oh, Josh, you want to do the pass wall? Did it deselect you again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it just pass? Is it PW?
No, it should just be. It should be pass because it's one word. Oh, maybe we didn't do the report right. You've had pass wall for forever though. So
I've had it. Yeah, it's just.
I think it's goofed up. One sec.
Yeah, it's not
One
working.
sec. Let me do it. What level is pass wall?
5th, I think.
5 perm. Oh yeah, it's just not. Okay. We'll dig Nebbit. Okay. Spells. Sorcerer. 5th. Pass wall. Boosh. There it goes. You drop the sort of magic battery down into the sewers. There's a huge crash, clunk, smash. You see pipes broken open in the sewer beneath. You smell immediately raw sewage broken open, pouring into the pit below. The cable you've attached is still here, thankfully. And the cable runs up to one of the rafters in the ceiling here, which Nomcath wires into a comm set. Gartone's head is down, strapped to the magic battery. So he's on a giant metal barrel that you guys have bolted his head to, and now he's got raw sewage being poured on his face. And then you're going to remote detonate him.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, you guys then are going where to do the detonation?
It's gonna be the fun part because we're teleporting out of here.
Teleporting will be out of range, as you might suspect.
Yeah, exactly. So, we're gonna do some timing. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna have Oberyn tell me what's the second to last word of your spell, and when I hear that, I'm going to click the button.
I usually say ready, set, go. That's how I cast it.
Yep. All right. So on set, I would hit the detonation button, and we're going to be on the far corner of the inside of the warehouse
Okay.
because we don't want to go outside and have somebody spot us, teleport out, or something like that.
Okay.
What's going on with my?
Okay. Sorry, just fixing something else here. Okay, you guys go to the far corner with yourselves here. You get behind another giant metal machine hooked up to wires. It's probably full of flammable chemicals. Get in the far northwestern corner of the building. The exploding object is in the southeastern corner of the building and sunk 20 feet below ground level. And you're going to attempt to time this teleport with the detonation.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, kind of hit the trigger right before the teleport, you know. So hopefully we're actually leaving as it starts blowing up.
Okay. You get set to do this, and Oberyn starts casting teleport, and you click the detonator, and nothing happens, and you have about a tenth of a second to tell Oberyn to stop casting if you want him to.
No.
No?
No.
It didn't go off, like you hit it and nothing happens.
Well, the thing is, here's how I'm seeing it. it would. There's honestly not enough time to react to do it. And what Namcal's thought process is, either it's failed or it's delayed. If it's failed, fuck it. I don't want to abort the spell. We want to get out of here. If it's delayed and we don't go, we might get ourselves killed.
Okay. Poof. Let's see. Do I still have? I do. Does this have the right people on it?
That one worked. What the hell?
Hell yeah. No, the macro didn't write pass wall. I'll look into why.
Okay.
It just didn't write pass wall. It doesn't like that spell.
Nice.
It's like you don't need that shit.
No, who needs that?
Why is Crocodile a gigantic cockroach? Let me fix this. That's weird. It's supposed to make you smaller, not Titanic.
Yeah.
This is Alice in Wonderland shit. Okay, so Rog is now in Torch. Very funny.
Was his beam made out of what's it called, sky metal? The sky metal one, maybe, while he's in Torch.
Yeah, I mean, he could have another beam made, possibly. That's the thing that could happen.
Yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
that's fine.
no
Just
worries.
updating.
I'm definitely not gonna actually like try to play Rog because that would be miserable. but but I am really into that beam weapon that you made, as you can tell.
It was fun. It was fun to see you throw it around. Even I wish we could have gotten to throw it around more because it deserved more limelight. Okay. These guys are in this folder. I should not have deleted these tokens. I'm dumb. Here's your new token for your scrap wall orc. And then Fazra, that's the other person. You teleport back to Torch, and you are in the courtyard outside your manor, your lovely manor house, which you notice all the shutters are closed and the doors are shut, and there's no one out here. You're standing on teleport circle you guys made, and town is very quiet. You can roll perception checks.
I don't think the damn bomb went off.
Did it go off?
I don't think so.
So we're not gonna re-infiltrate.
I mean, it's still there. If you've got the spell power to teleport, we could teleport back into town. Heck, and trigger it, and we can leave, or we can stay there.
All right, I got teleports to get us back. Yeah.
Ulfrid, you immediately look down the street in Torch and see a building that has been leveled. You see blackened boards, jagged, like it burned. It was hit with a high explosive device, shattered from the inside from whatever exploded within it, and then burnt to the ground. And looking across town, because your manor house is a lovely house on the hill, you can see there are a number of other buildings. You quickly surmise that Torch has recently, like weeks ago, or a week or two ago, been attacked by AoE spells and explosives.
They be hitting us at home, boy.
All right, come on. This is more important. Let's see what the hell's going on here.
Yeah, don't worry about that explosive. Well, do we recognize the part of town we landed in? We're in our house right now?
Yeah, you are at your
Is our house damaged?
No,
Okay.
the door is shut and all the shutters are shut, which is weird.
Let's go outside and look around then.
Okay.
Maybe head to Connor's house. I think that's where we would go a lot.
Connor's bar, yeah.
Okay. You don't go in your house at all?
We are here. We might as well at least make sure our butler's safe. So yeah, I guess we'll go in first since we're right here. And plus, we can leave the wounded here to just sit and not
That's true.
haul them across town.
Let me see if She might perceive you before you perceive her. Yeah, as you guys are approaching the door, you see it open. You see Kua come out and run over and hug Ulbrin, her brother. And
What's going on?
she says, well, there was an attack, and we fought it off, but they decided that they needed to go up and help you all. Like, Tokala sent an emissary down here, and Connor and Mayanda got all worked up about it, and they just got in the truck and took everyone. I was left behind in case you guys teleported back with wounded, which I see you have. Bring them in. She starts helping carry the weaker folks in. And at this point, Fala, the priestess of Sarenrae, is holding up Rog. She's helping walk him in, and Fazra and the scrap wall orc is healing faster than everybody else. You get the sense he was only tortured there for the last couple weeks, compared to maybe much longer times for everybody else.
How long ago did they leave, Kua?
Just a day or two. They should be up around Starfall by now. She says Mayanda, Connor, Val. She glances over at Krokta, a lady that I believe is one of your kin, was with them. And,
Asuma?
and Dinvaya. They all piled in the truck and said, Tokala and the others need us, and they drove up north.
All right.
What kind of range do the comm sets have?
These comm sets not very far. The one in the truck has farther. Yeah, Connor himself can cast a sending spell, but he'd have to know to do it.
Is there that spell that's like find a path or something that I could do that would? Can you use that on like the truck to find where it is?
Maybe so. Cass says I can locate the truck if it's, within a few miles.
Yeah, I was just thinking if we got enough for at least some of us to teleport back, we can go back in range, try clicking the detonator again, and also trying to contact the truck. But that's kind of a broad area. Because we'd have to be like within half the length of the city or so to be able to try and detonate that thing, right?
You'd want to be in that neighborhood, yeah. You want to
Okay.
be within half a mile.
Half a mile, so yeah. But the city is only what a couple miles across.
Yeah, the whole reason you put the comm set in the roof is so you could do it from many, many blocks away.
Yeah. All right. So we're still gonna have to show up somewhere in the city close enough to try and set it off, but we don't know how close they are to the. All right. We kind of need to split up for this. How many concepts do we have left right now? I got mine.
I think I have one implanted in my head.
I have a comm set.
Okay. This is my thought. Prakta, I know you dislike technology, but when you wild shape, anything you carry with you kind of goes with you, right? But when you change, okay. A, do you have the resources for this? And B, would you be willing to take with these concepts, fly as a bird or something small up towards that area, come back to your regular form, click a button, then change back and exit? Would you be willing to do that?
Sounds pretty complicated. Could I maybe take Cass? She's much better with the technology. Take her with me and the comm sets, and then she can orchestrate all that stuff.
You wouldn't, yeah. Yeah, you could windwalk Cass.
Windwalk? Okay, that would be. I was thinking just wild shape, but windwalk, yeah.
Wild shape, no. Cass is a
Yeah.
hyper technological object that won't shapeshift with Krokta.
Yeah, okay, exactly. I wasn't thinking that.
They can mentally communicate as long as Krokta has the tech stone, which is like
Yeah.
Krokta's version of a communicator. So yeah,
And Crocodile is just trying to take Cass.
just
That was
go
my
on an-
motivation.
Just go on an adventure with Cass. Yeah.
Not
That's
in my
fine.
own adventure, but just she was trying to get something out of it. But yeah, if you say can't wild shape with it, and so, but yeah, actually, Windwalk maybe would make more sense. Anyways, I can go much faster.
I mean, that's
And,
fine. I thought you said you didn't have Windwalk though.
Oh, you're right. I don't. I thought you were talking about tomorrow.
No, I'm
Sorry.
talking like right now.
Yeah, I mean, I can fly, but
Okay.
all
Well,
right. So
Kua
take these comms
says,
sets.
Kua says, I have this. These people are safe in my care. And Fala turns and says, and they're safe in mine.
Yeah,
So-
that's we. Thank you for. I assumed you would be safe there. Just, I don't know if we have enough spell power to teleport everybody back too. And I think we got two things we need to try and split up and do at the same time. So
Kua says,
Yeah.
oh, Oberon can teleport 20 times a day. Just let him do it.
So is the plan, if I'm hearing you right, you just want me to go fly around with a comm set and try to contact the truck?
no, I want you to do the detonation.
Oh, above the city, and that's going to be a
Well-
long distance to fly, right?
Yeah.
I mean, God, only a mile or so.
Oh, from the
The-
sewer. If you teleport, you're talking about teleporting. I think that's the step everyone's missing. Is not going to
Yeah.
talk about teleporting everyone to the sewer first.
Well, I was confirming she would be willing to do that first before I outlined my whole plan. So yeah, we teleport as many people as we can back. Kroktok, because of the wild shape, can basically blend in with ease, and is
Well, they
relatively
don't have any
fast.
birds there. So it's not really, I mean, hopefully they don't see me as a bird. But they
I'm
have
sure you-
drones and sky drones flying all around that city, I believe. So,
Pretty often, yeah.
yeah, they might spot me, but I think I can outrun them.
I mean,
Worst
whatever you
case they
think would
spot
work.
me, I just turn into an air elemental and I can outpace them.
Or I mean, if you just want to do air elemental from the first, because that'd be pretty invisible, wouldn't it? Be almost like doing your wind walk.
I don't think it's quite like a wind walk.
All right.
I don't
Your
know.
spells, I don't
Toby,
know
you
them
tell
all
me.
well.
Toby, is an air elemental essentially invisible? I wouldn't think so, right?
No, very visible.
Okay.
Big.
Monstrous thing.
Josh, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I was gonna say, Oberon can.
I've got like 3 more 5th level spells today or
Five.
something like that.
According
5.
to the sheet, you have 5, and then you could also use 6th, 7th,
6th level,
8th
yeah.
level, like or 6th, 7th level. So you have
I have plenty enough power
14
to get
more
us there.
teleports.
Okay.
So, Ku is
Well,
right.
I'm just trying to. I'm trying
Oh.
to minimize his signatures too. So at the very least, he can get us all back to town. I just
Oh,
don't
he's-
think.
Yeah. And I can fly up and detonate when you tell me to. Just make sure I don't detonate while you guys are still there. So I need to be really
Oh
clear.
no,
on
no,
the
we're not
timing.
going. We're not going back to that. We're going to our sewer line. I'm just saying that you could take one of these handsets that Castle preset up. So all you got to do is click the
If I
transmit
could-
button.
If I could interject there, Kroktuk
Go ahead.
cannot shapeshift with a comm set. It's tech. She
Okay.
hates tech. It's metal. It
Okay, it's
doesn't.
too much.
It doesn't
Alright.
wild shape.
Okay.
That's the whole reason she has the tech stone. If she drags along Cass somehow, and Cass is like levitated or floating and being towed by a tiny cockroach, as ridiculous as that sounds, that would work.
Yeah,
Hey.
that would put.
I'm
Cass in a
okay
very
with that.
That would put Cass in a very vulnerable
It
position.
really would. It really would. With just Crocodile to defend her, flying over the city, asking, why is that iPad being towed by a tiny cockroach? Is this like some fucked up Santa cosplay? I don't know.
How about I make a big windstorm to blow, like make
How
it
about-
chaotic, and then air elemental cast around.
How about I smack Nomcath with my wand of fly and make him invisible, and he can just talk and do it.
All right, fine. We can do that.
Just teleport Nalkath himself. Yeah, give him all the buffs and just let him go all.
Super stealth assassin. I just go kill everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, so that teleport got 5 of us back. How many? I need to come back. And one more to get the rest of us there, correct?
I'm not sure you even need the extra ones, right? It's you, Ulfred, Rai, or Luna, and right.
Yeah, we're down to we're
Okay,
There's
so
no
I
You're
I
down
didn't
a
need that
person,
second one.
So, nah.
Okay,
I'll-
so
I'll
give me
put it
that
back.
back. Give me that one back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was already headed there. Okay.
Wow.
4 out of 7 fifth level spell slots. Congratulations.
all right.
You're rich. Where is my dang? There we go. This is the map we're supposed to be on.
Anyways, if we're gonna do it that way, while I'm going to make sure that thing goes off, then you guys can take one of the other concepts, head south out of town with Cass, and see if you can hook up with Connor.
All right. Yeah, I'll take Cass.
Well, I'm thinking the rest of you guys, not just one of two of you.
I mean, someone's got to carry her.
And then I'm pretty sure. Let me double check here.
You should hit him with a non-detect also. Just in case. Maximum paranoia.
Oh, I'll hit us all with non-detect.
Hell,
Oh my gosh.
How long does non-detect last?
quite a while. Let me take a look, John.
I have a potion of it that I was going to give to Nomcath if he needed like multiple.
Non-detect communal, right?
Let me see
That's
if
this.
maybe I goofed it up. It would be 4 NC because in Pathfinder world,
Nah,
non-detect is one word.
One word. See, this is what happens when you got blind people trying to use the English language.
Look, man, it eludes me too. We made this system and now it's too smart for us, and it shows us how stupid we are every time we try to use it. We thought we were so smart. ChatGPT has outsmarted us again.
I had maintained that we are smart, but
We're kind of
There we go.
smart, but then
and then
it's a foolproof system.
it's
If
foolproof
you know how
system.
it works. And which
I-
words Pathfinder treats as one word.
I don't think we have a macro written for my fly one, but it's on my sheet. I'm not sure how many charges are on it, but
Let's take a look at your fly wand. Actually, try WOF. Because I
a
wrote it
wand
up.
of fly that would make
I
sense.
tried to make this. Let's see. I don't know. Oh my god! Something worked that I did. We're all amazed. Write this down.
All right,
Mark this
you
down in
are
your
flying in an invisible, Mr. Nomcast, sir.
Cool.
When you guys get back to town,
How am I 14 skill rings short?
your communicators ping, and Cass says, "That's the frequency of Akradin, your new friend on the Technically Council."
All right, I will answer. Crodden, what you need?
He says, "I understand something's happened in the north side of town."
Yeah, and something else more is about to happen. So if you got any guys you like, I would reroute them somewhere else.
He says, "That's good news, but the bad news is Osman is calling all Technic League troops back to the compound, which means it will have 10 times more guards on it in the next 6 hours. If you want to strike it right away, Elias and I will intercept as many Technic League personnel as we can and either subdue them, recruit them to our side, or waste their time. Reroute them, confuse them. I have already taken the step of talking to my contacts at the palace, and the barbarians are more than happy to do what they always do when there's a coup in the Technic League, which, by the way, happens pretty regularly. They're going to stay out of it. So,
we gotta
for the
pick
next
them
several
out.
hours, the Technic League compound is the most vulnerable it will be in the next month.
So we hit it now or lose a good chance, is what you're saying?
Yep.
All right.
I will pull away dozens or maybe hundreds of Technic League personnel. Elias will definitely pull away many, many Technic League personnel. They won't want to fight against him. And we will thin their numbers as best we can. But they don't, I don't think they know completely yet, but they know Gartone is not responding. And that's going to panic them.
We got some allies to pick up, but yeah, we could do it here real shortly.
This compound, is it the one that it's not the palace where the palace was the one that would like shell up when we got near it and stuff, right? Oh yeah, it is the compound right next to it. I
Yep.
see. Ugh. I don't. Do you guys feel prepared to take that on right now? I know it's the most it'll be,
We
the
have
least guarded it'll be, but it was
It
already
is-
pretty freaking guarded, I thought.
It is later that same day. And yeah, you guys are not fully rested.
no,
Yeah.
but it's either that or we wait a full month.
If you rest, then yeah, they will fortify. And then the Technic League captains will kill each other. You could lose your allies.
What do, if just theoretically, if we wait, and I know we're pressed for time here, but we lose our allies, is there anything else we lose of just taking the long game here and waiting them out, letting them forget about us, and then striking again in a month or two?
If you wait, then the smartest, most powerful people in the country will have that much more time to prepare.
Yeah. And we know Unity is plugged in, like, literally to one of them. And who the fuck knows what Unity's going on. And that gives him Unity a whole nother month to progress whatever he's doing. We've
Yeah.
seen the fact that there's plans for that.
Alfred, are you here?
Mm-hmm.
You receive a sending spell from Connor. Within minutes of the other thing, not at exactly the same time, but pretty quickly while you guys are figuring out what to do.
Alright.
And he says they have met up with Tokala and they are outside of radio contact because apparently Tokala and his new friends live like a mile beneath the surface of the earth. So you can't radio contact them, but he's going to sending you however many, like twice a day, in case you call him and tell him if you need him, and you can reply to this now with whatever you want to say.
Can I talk to the others first, or
Yes.
Connor is sending to me. He's with Zocalo's people, and they're apparently a mile under the city. Should we tell them that we're going after them? Or
I would 100% rather to rest and be 100% ready, but I think if we don't do this, we'll be fucked in the long run.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. It's going to be tough, but
Especially with just burning spells that I thought we didn't need to burn, or we didn't need to worry about. Fuck, where do we want them to meet us?
Let me see.
Can they trail up into the middle of the compound? Or we come from the outside?
You asked that, Alfred?
yeah, that's actually what I was thinking. Like, just pop up and start causing havoc inside the compound.
Yeah, well, we come from the outside.
The answer is yes. Connor says they can come up on the southeast side of the compound, and they will hit the wall as hard as they can. And Crawdon says if one of you will meet with him, he will show you the layout of the compound. Or if you want him to meet with him, he'll show up wherever you want.
We should have him show the layout to. Does he know we have cast?
No.
No, he does not. Oh hell no. Oh hell
Okay.
no. We are
I'm
not.
just saying she would be the best person to learn the layout.
Well,
But-
she'll be able to see it through us through the
Yeah,
through
she
the
can watch
net,
it through you guys.
But
She can watch it through me.
If you allow her to.
Hmm.
You guys can shut off and disconnect from Castnet at will. She doesn't want it to be.
Oh, the castnet, right?
She doesn't want it to be a constant surveillance thing. But while it's up, you can send each other. It's like the
Yeah.
Microsoft Teams of Iron Gods. Except it works.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's.
Fucking hate Teams. God damn it.
I don't use it anymore, but yeah, it sucked when we had it.
What are you guys on now? Slack?
Slack, yeah.
Yeah. We're enjoying Discord for what it's good for, but yeah, I wish we were on Slack. Anyway, so Akradin will meet you wherever you want if you want to do this. He is definitely advocating for the time is now, because the longer this goes, the more likely Osmond figures out that he and Elias are not with him, and then his days are numbered, frankly.
actually, given everything that we know of things, probably best just have him meet us at the Robo Rumble. That's the most neutral, closest that we both know.
Public.
But if we tell him where our little hideout is, all the way down here, A, he knows our hideout, and B, that's one hell of a trip to get up there. We got nothing else that's close.
He says, let me talk to someone really quick and see if I can arrange something better than that. He checks out a radio contact for a second, and then he pops back on, and he says, if you'd like to meet Nalki, we can meet at her secret apartment. I'll give you the coordinates. And you can walk in, guns out. You know, I know we just met. We might not trust each other completely, but
All right, fine, we'll do it.
okay.
We don't have the time to make this complex. We'll trust you on this.
Okay. He gives you coordinates, which are in the dead center of the city, just southwest of the Mercenary Guild. And it's a place you've literally walked by before. It's 4 blocks east of Theris Safe House, which you guys don't generally use, but you know where it is. Not too far from the slot bag. And yeah, who all's going? Is everybody going?
I mean, we might as well, because we'll probably just launch straight from there.
Okay.
Yep.
How do we transport across the city? How do we get our heavies there?
At this point,
Walk? No.
actually, I will use my wand of copycat and start pointing at guards and putting
Yeah.
it on our people. So we just look like a troop of guards going through the going. You know,
Okay.
and we
Mark?
go at a hustle because obviously there's shit going on.
Well, okay. That's the plan then?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys start making your way through the city disguised as guards, and there is some hustle and bustle. You actually see some civilians, the older ones, pulling into their house and shutting their doors and closing their windows. And when you get to first major intersection crossing town, you see some real guard divisions. And they are hustling down the street, and their heads are on swivels, and they look confused as fuck as to where they're going, because they're getting really confusing orders from Elias and Akradin. So a bunch of confused guards stumbling through town is pretty appropriate right now. I think that's going to work.
I'll take 4 charges off of that because I assume Croctole's going bug still.
Yeah, she's so hard to see.
Yeah, I'm good.
But we're just
I've
a
never,
squad of
I've never,
guards that are
I've never had a campaign before where the druid was a bug 80% of the time. It's so fucking funny.
Only
just
once we got
works.
here.
Yep. No, it's perfect. That's what I love about druid. It has a form for every occasion. Okay. So, you guys, let me scoot you. This is the bunch. Boom. Oh, and cast too. She's going to hide in the backpack. You guys go to. Actually, let me just copy paste your tokens. That'll be easy.
Before we go, did Oberon actually cast the non-detection and invisibility? Because if
Mhm.
okay,
Yep,
So
all that's on.
I don't know if we want to back. I don't know if we want to backplay that and not do those spells, so you get those spell levels back.
Oh, maybe so. Yeah, that's gonna matter. So, what am I undoing? Wand or spell slot?
The wand of flight, non-detection,
Okay.
and invisibility.
No, we'll need non-detection. Non-detection. We'll
Okay,
need
You're
that
definitely
regardless.
doing that. Okay.
Yeah.
The
So just give me
invisibility-
a second level back and wand charge
of
of
flight.
wand to fly.
Your Wand of Fly only has 6 charges left, so I'm definitely want to refund that one. Okay. Currently, you have 5 of 8 second level remaining.
Okay.
Okay. You guys head to another sort of weird strip mall with 2 or 3 story buildings, what looks like apartments or patios above, and you are moving along the wall. You duck down an alley, and Akradin's coordinates say to step into the alley, and he'll come out and find you because it's very hard to locate from the outside. And let's see. Yeah, that's separate. So, get my brain together for this. Tangled web I've woven for myself here, you guys. You guys step into an alley and you see Akradin sitting on a pile of empty wooden boxes, just junk. He nods to you.
Well, no, we just look like some guards.
You look like a bunch of guards, but he sort of scrutinizes you for a second. He says, "Are you gentlemen lost?" And he smiles.
No, we're here to meet the captain. And the guy just I give a really caddish grin back.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Does not have his stuff on. Okay. And he says this is a big leap of trust for her. She's pretty paranoid. He turns and knocks on a wall, and you hear a very young woman's voice go, "Rightfully paranoid. It's not paranoia if they're actually out to get you." And you guys are invited down a dark staircase in an alley into a strange little safe house right in the middle of the city. You see there is as you come down the stairs on your left, there's sort of a lower floor with a chair with what looks like computer screens, just technology laying out in the open. And to the right, there is a teleport circle on the floor up against another wall over there. And there's a very small, modest bunk-like bed in the center. And to the right of that, what looks like a locked storage room. And you see a woman in a sort of brown leather trench coat with a blue sort of newsboy cap and a long black braid coming down the side of her head onto her shoulder. And underneath it, the robes of a city official. She's got sort of like a detective suit on under her robe. She looks like a typical police detective in a big city. She says, "My name is Nalki Barekna, and I caught you weeks ago."
Things didn't go quite as quiet as I'd hoped. As I do my best not to glare at a certain druid.
She says, "I don't tell you this to scare you or frighten you. I am sympathetic to your cause, as is my friend here." And Akradin nods. She says, "I only tell you so that in the hopes that you'll trust me, but I knew that you were underground somewhere around the old pipe factory in Gritforge a week and a half ago, and I've told no one until this moment."
How did you find that? Find us there?
She said, "I'm not sure we have time to explain, but I have many, many methods."
It was a kind of a pickup of the operation the whole way, but
She said, "No one else knows, nor will they ever." If I'm captured, you should never go back there.
Well, if things go as we're hoping here in the next few hours, we won't have a need to.
Okay. Let's see. I don't think she had. She has literally nothing here. She says, I don't have any real material ways to help you. I'm not much of a combat wizard, per se. God. Man, I'm such a crackhead. Okay. She shows you a, she says, what do we have time for? She says, I don't think
How
we have
long
time for the whole ball of wax, do we?
Do we have an idea how long it's going to take Connor to get into position?
Last, you can still converse with him via Ulfred, if you wish.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Well, yeah, we get an update from him real quick. How long do you think it's going to take to get into position and be ready to go?
Connor replies back, need 30 minutes warning.
All right. We can be ready. We can be 100% ready to roll in a little over 30 minutes. So from that point, from that, you guys know best how long you can keep everything scrambled.
Okay. Let us come over. Nalki begins to cast a spell. Those of you with spellcraft can tell it is an illusion spell. And on the floor in front of you, raising out of the ground, is a 7-foot wide, 4 foot long sort of plane of a solid tan color. And then it gains texture and becomes sand. And then it ripples to where it looks like sand dunes. And then you see walls of a fortress rising up out of the center of it. You see buildings rising up out of the center of that. And you have a 3D map of the Technic League compound in front of you.
But I will have also, as soon as she started doing that, I would have given Cass permission to view and record.
Okay. And you guys get all of this information. You see that the north wall, all the walls are enchanted versus teleport. Teleporting or dimension dooring over the walls, into the walls, out of the walls is very difficult. You have to make a will save every time you do it or your spell gets canceled and you lose the slot. They are pretty tough walls physically, but if Meanda's brought the truck and Takala's Earthcasters are with him, they will probably demolish the southern half of the fort if that's where they come from. And according to her layout, the northern inner gates are where the slaves are kept in a sort of outdoor mud pit because the Technic League is absolutely psychopathic. Yeah. The northeastern side is dorm rooms and sort of barracks. There's a lounge, a kitchen. The northwest side is the city gate controls, and right underneath them to the west is the city gate where, if there were any normal city traffic that came in here, there's not. The southwestern part of the facility is a forge where they do a lot of their crafting and tinkering with items, but that's also a staircase to downstairs is there. And let me see where this other staircase comes out. Central stair, northern entrance. Yeah, okay. So there's 2 ways into the underground. And what she explains to you is that you will need to, if you're going to take over the Technic League or destroy it, I don't know what you plan to do. She says, frankly, at this point, I lean towards either. You will need to destroy the defenses on the lower level and on the upper level.
Right.
What kind of defenses are on upper level and lower level are we looking at?
On the upper level, you will see a lot of soldiers some gearsmen. There are a number of snipers on the wall at all times. They are in constant communication. Cass silently whispers only to Nomcath because she can quietly whisper to him. The rest of you can see it in Castnet, but she says Mayanda has a new thing built into the truck. It makes it very difficult to cast spells. It shatters radio communication in an area. It just basically blocks all magical and technological communication for a minute or so. And it's deafening.
Okay.
All right. Definitely sounds like the thing to kind of kick everything off with.
And she says, Cass says, it's really loud. Tokala's definitely going to want her to use it.
Yeah. And they're gonna pop up here in the southwest. You said, right?
Southeast.
Probably, yeah.
Or
The southeast, probably somewhere either in the compound or outside the wall. It probably won't matter if they have rockets and earthcasters.
Yeah.
If they don't get decimated by the snipers, and if they use the communication block effectively, then that will cut off the Technic League's ability to call for reinforcements. Because even with Akradin and Elias sowing chaos in the rest of the city, if a radio call comes out that this place is under attack, they'll all start heading this way. But if it's really loud and there's explosions, they probably will anyway. So
Yeah.
you're on kind of on a clock, but
Yeah, we're gonna be loud one way or another. I'm just hoping they don't destroy the vaults, because I bet you that's where one of those things is where that key goes to.
do you say this out loud?
No, that's our stuff.
That's just you? Okay.
Yeah.
Because you're standing in front of two people who might know where that key goes.
But they might want whatever that it was in there and not be able to share it. No, exactly.
The center building is, Nalki says, this room is City Watch. There are screens and machines in there that allow you to see through the eyes of the gearsmen, although they've been glitchy in the last year or so. You still can see through the eyes of the gearsmen a lot, and they monitor the city that way. They repair gearsmen in this adjoining area. The med lab, they do kind of cybernetic experiments. They probably have some captured potential allies of yours there. Adjoining the center med lab is the drug box, which is storage for lots of different narcotics and medicinal needs. And then these other watch cells are technological rooms, interrogation rooms, things like that. And then there is a central staircase that leads to the basement. And then there is another staircase by the forge that leads into the basement.
Okay, what's in the basement?
The basement, she says, is a bunch of long metal passages. There is another med lab down there, some other gearsman foundry, and a barracks for soldiers.
How many slaves are in the slave pens?
Usually about 50.
I think we should free them early.
They're not. She says they're usually a little weak from starvation and sometimes a little sick from being out in the hot and the cold in the mud, but they're meant for workers or medical experiments.
It's gonna be chaos. It's probably better that they stay in the pens out of the way, unless we get enough time and space to hit those gate controls, get those doors open, and then just open the things and say, "There's the exit. Get the hell out of here."
Nomcath, you can make a knowledge local check, or anybody that buys knowledge local can, but probably Nomcath. Luna, I think, is also good at it.
Yeah,
Luna's good at it, yeah.
I think she's even better than me.
She's got 7. She's got a total of 26. Luna points out that if we free 50 slaves into the streets and we don't want them immediately recaptured by the enemy, this is an area that Mockery could potentially help out with. He could have people over there to get them, hide them, disguise them, smuggle them out of the neighborhood. He could help there.
Okay, good. I like that.
And maybe also do some more interference of any guards that are trying to come in with whatever
Yep.
noise we're making.
He doesn't have that much muscle. Nomcath and
But-
Luna know this. He doesn't have that much muscle, but he could have a couple hit squads that slow down or distract returning Tech
Exactly.
League troops.
Snipers on the roofs to make them duck and
Mhm.
cover and go
Mhm.
slow, all that sort of stuff.
He'll wage a little guerrilla warfare for you. If today's the day that we
Yeah.
try to kill the Technic League, then you know he'll be in times 1,000.
Yeah. So we know how Takala and them are going to get in. Do we want to try and do a two-prong attack? That means we're going to have to physically climb these walls, which we can do, but it's going to be its own problems.
There are. Let me see. I don't think I have them on that map. Nalki updates her map by saying there is some rock cover on the northwestern corner, like approaching from this way. There's city buildings like 100 feet northwest of that corner,
Yeah.
so there's some cover to approach from that way.
So if we come here, over here, either once Tokala kicks everything off and everybody's looking to the southeast, then I and maybe a couple other people can make a run with a rope, climb up, get us up and over. Yeah, I know we could do like spells or fuck. I've got a wand of Windwalk. I could blast those charges if we. Fuck it. I got a Windwalk or not Windwalk, Airwalk. How many do I still have on that thing? I might just waste the last of those charges on that thing. Inventory.
You have time right now to switch your spells if you would like, Krokta. You can meditate for an hour and switch spells around.
That'd be useful so that I'm not going into this battle with tree shape and delectable flesh.
Delectable what?
Delectable flesh, which is just like I make everyone want to eat one person. Which I don't know, maybe would be good with 50 slaves around. But...
You normally, oh my god, you normally run with like 80% absolute effective tactical, and then you always run with 20% wild card. And Enrique's like, what does this do?
Yeah.
Hey, we definitely you definitely have to have become Chad for this fight.
True. Yeah. I mean, maybe I'll keep delectable flesh, but it's probably not too great for this.
I got 6 charges of airwalk left on this wand, so actually, fuck it. We can, instead of trying to do a gorilla thing, we can just airwalk over the walls, right?
Well, if they're distracted by an attack from the southeast,
Exactly.
Nalki says, Akradin says, as soon as there's something within the barrier, they'll start shooting at it. And if it doesn't immediately perish, they will call for more troops to go to that point to bolster fire. And when that happens, the northern wall will be at its weakest.
Yeah. Exactly, and then we can go over, and especially that especially works because then we can go straight to the gate controls, get those open, head straight down, hit the slave pins, get them open, tell them go that way and run.
Is this finally the appropriate time for me to create some weather chaos in this place? If we're trying to keep troops from coming and reinforcing this?
To a point, if we're trying to free slaves, we don't want to do it to the point of making it hard for them to do stuff. Like if you want to just if you want to cover the whole city in a thick fog, go for it.
What season is it right now? Is it still spring or is it late winter?
It is. I just had this open. Damn it! Why did I close it? I think it's early March, but this is a hot desert sort of environment, so it's like early March in southern Nevada.
Okay, so that would be.
Yeah.
Like...
You could cause a dust storm.
That would work.
That would provide a lot of visual cover and confusion. That would also limit the range of any sniping or shooting. Yeah. I
That was one
have,
thing.
according to my ridiculous spreadsheet, which makes me insane, you killed Gartone on March 7th. Yeah.
Okay. So
You killed Crastus on March 2nd, March 2. Nalki discovered where you guys live on February 22nd.
Hmm.
You killed Avernathy on February 14th. You killed the Shade on February 8th. Yeah.
So yeah, I can do. I could kick up
Before
like Dust Bowl style Dust Storm and just like really fuck up visibility in the city, but it might screw us
big?
up while we're fighting here too.
How big is
I mean, it's 2 mile radius.
it?
Good lord.
Okay,
Yeah, I could-
you guys keep discussing. I'm gonna assume he's gonna do that. I'm gonna go over to the maps now and start turning on.
Well, no, I mean, if it's gonna
No, it's
make
cool.
it where our
It's
people
cool.
can't see, though.
Well,
Uh,
that's the whole.
yeah,
the whole
but-
thing. It's gonna make it hard to see, but the thing is, we'll have CastNet with the map
Sure.
to direct us, so
Echolocation
we
style.
won't get completely turned around. It'll make it'll slow down any response from any of the outside guards.
I'm sold.
The slaves can get out. It'll be harder for them, but it won't be like sandstorm scouring the flesh from their bones kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it won't kill
I'm
the
still-
slaves that you're trying to rescue. That's an important feature. It's just gonna slow things down. And the Technic League has 60 dudes with guns, and you have like 5 dudes with guns. So probably
Yeah.
better to just go ahead and give everybody -8 to hit.
All right.
Whatever it does. Let's see.
And
So
after
we-
my meditation, I will start doing that. I'm just gonna cast it now to get it out of the way. But yep, I will be making Dust Bowl conditions in a 2 mile radius centered on this compound when we get there.
Good times. Here you go.
I've got all those scrolls available if they're helpful in any way in our planning.
Nothing as an over. I mean, the one thing I can think of is use the wind wall to basically do a screen between the slave pens and the exit, but then again to protect them from fire. But at the same time, we're gonna have the dust ball going, so there'll be the people have to be pretty close anyways, and we'll be picking those guys off.
Mhm.
So
Do you want to radio into Mockery to ask him for anything?
equipment or
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want like 50 civilian outfits.
yeah, I was gonna
50 dust masks, 50, hoods,
exactly. Well, I figured once
cloaks.
once this got this little bit of planning with, and yeah, I would be reaching out to Mockery.
You're like, I need 50 civilian outfits on the west side of the Technic League compound in 3 hours, or 2 hours,
and
or
people
1
and
hour,
people
whatever.
and people to help guide people to guide them out to safety. If you have the manpower for some guerrilla fights to help kind of slow down anybody who might be responding to what's going on there, and also warn them that there will be a severe dust storm going on at the same time, limiting visibility, so they are aware of it and know it's and be prepared for it.
He says, "Holy shit! You couldn't give me more notice than an hour." Okay, off I go. Bye.
It's it's either that or we wait a whole month because they turtle up.
You hear static on the radio. He is like click.
He's
it
gone.
off and Run.
Okay. So I would say probably, given the fact we got spellcasters wanting to redo their spells, we'd plan on a 2-hour kickoff.
Okay.
I would also tell Connor, okay, kickoff in 2 hours. Warn them there's going to be a lot of snipers.
Let's see.
But-
You guys attacked Garton's place at night, didn't you? Or did you?
I'm
Trying to remember.
I honestly
Oh.
don't remember.
I don't
I
We
remember.
did
think-
really specifically talk about the time, though. I feel like.
I had
it was-
Iron
it was-
Gods.
no, it was-
I have a little clock in Iron Gods, and it was set to 7 a.m. Did you fucking wake?
Yeah,
him
it
up
was
and
first
kick
thing in
his
the
ass?
morning. It was
That
first
was
thing in the morning.
That was when it was whenever Hearsix said he was going to be there,
Yep.
Yeah.
and he was going to be there in the morning because he goes and gets his morning, murder some poor people, and absorb their life force like you do. It's like
You know,
coffee for him.
His cup of coffee. Yep.
So this is the same day as that shit. It is
Mhm.
now 6 p.m. and you are talking about starting a war at 8 p.m.
That works.
Okay, so the war is at 8. You've told Connor.
Yeah, we also warned him there's going to be heavy snipers. Go in loud, go in heavy, do what you got to do. There will be dust storm conditions to help for cover.
He replies through Ulfred.
Yeah.
He says to Ulfred, from what I'm seeing between Tokala's insanity and Mayanda's endless creativity and destructive abilities, it's really important that there's no one you like on the southeast side of the compound.
The slaves are in the north wall. That's when we're going to be trying to free them first thing.
We're not going to hit the med lab in case there's any friendlies to be freed in there.
That'll be second target for us.
But the southeastern wall dies today.
If you need a specific angle a little more southwest. destroy the forge. There's some
You
vaults
give him
to
some
the south.
layouts. Okay, you tell
Yeah.
him those are vaults. He says we will
Yeah.
try not to annihilate those. In fact, we'll try to loot them.
Low
our way-
priority.
on our
You
way
know,
through.
if you need to blow them up. But be nice to have.
What are the other technically captains going to do while this is going on?
Ulfred, are you here?
Mm-hmm.
Connor says, Bevsa says hi.
Aww.
That's it.
Aww.
I blush.
19-hour
19
dust
hours.
bowl. 2 mile. Okay. Druid spells are bonkers, man. Later on, they're like, take the druid duration and radius and multiply by 10. All the spells are huge. That's fine. The
Nice.
city is not going to know what hit it.
Nope.
Okay, you give him a little coordinate data. They're going to try to rip down the south and southeastern wall. They're going to try to seize the vaults and the forge area. They're not going to launch any missiles or mega earth spells into the med lab area.
Yep.
And they're going to try to take over. Connor tells you that Tokala and his people, their goal is going to be to take over the surface of the technically compound and then hold it as technically reinforcements pour in from the outside for as long as they can for you guys to go down in the basement and kill, destroy whoever's left on the hit list. Which you guys know left on the hit list is Grin and Osman and whatever other senior technically personnel are loyal to them.
Yeah, that works.
And Akradin says after the chaos and stuff Elias and I have pulled, there's no one in that compound that's not absolutely loyal to Osman.
Great.
Yeah, they'll all fight to the death, probably.
All right then. Let's do this.
Okay. Any other preparations? Spells are switched.
I'm still switching out some spells, but
Okay.
it's okay. We can keep going.
How depleted am I, Toby, on spells?
You are 8th level. You don't have that shit yet. Cheater.
Nope.
7th level, 4 out of 4. 6th level, 5 out of 6. 5th level, 4 out of 7. Nomcast having a miso beat Framen. 4th level, 1 out of 7. You've been leaning on those, I guess, today.
Mm-hmm.
3rd level, 5 out of 8. 2nd level, 5 out of 8. 1st level, 13 first level spells.
Okay. And it's not been 24 hours, so I can't rest, can I?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Okay.
And you are missing a feet.
I'm missing a feet.
Yeah. Like you have both of your feet, you can walk. You're missing a feet for your character. Which is
Really?
just I just now noticed it.
Uh,
I don't know if we didn't spend 13th level or something. I have toughness, improved initiative, drown noble, still spell, intense spell, quicken spell. I'm just gonna quickly glance. I don't know if there's a point to getting more of the drow feet. Some of them are amazing.
That's where the spell is coming from.
You have drow noble. Drow nobility greater, detect magic is constant. Deeper darkness levitate. All of your deeper darkness, fairy fire, featherfall, levitates are now at will, meaning endless. You don't ever have to.
I took toughness at first, improved
Yeah.
in it at third.
Yeah.
Still spell at 7th. Quicken spell. Spell focus I took at 13th.
Okay, there we go. Fixing that. Feet and focus.
What does that do? I forget.
Adds the DC.
That's why I took it.
Yeah, it's good.
See, you've been screwing me out of DC, man.
Hell yeah.
Jeez.
Hell yeah. Eat it. I don't care.
What kind of GM are
I
you?
never make my fucking saves anyway. It's a useless feat. Alright. Definitely don't want it on that. We want it on that. Okay. So then we come over here. Okay, 'tis done. Your DCs are increased. Anybody else? Any other prep? And then we're going to get in position and set it up for next time. Because it's going to be a big fight.
I just gonna give protection to fire on everyone.
Okay, pro fires on everyone. I'll put that back on you, Olbreen. And it's at the max value of 120, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Luna. Everyone still has Super Blast because it lasts all effing day. Nomcath, Prop
I just
Fire,
clicked it
good.
down.
Good. Olbryn, Prop Fire. Okay. Are you ready for the setup?
Yep.
This is one of the possible outcomes I sort of predicted. So I prepared a little audio piece for you guys. How are we going to get in position? We're just marching through town pretending to be guards until we're hiding nearby?
It's
Mhm.
easiest, and I've got plenty of those copycat wand still.
Okay, let me see. This is ready. Okay. Okay, Akradin says he's going to go to the west side, where the most troops usually return, and try to turn away or take command of any that return. But if they ignore him or fight him, that could be a thing. And Elias is on the north side. If that goes really well, we will fall back and help your friends. Just ask them not to kill us when we return. We'll help you attempt to hold the surface. Zernabeth and Blackout have promised to help also. She is sowing as much chaos with the troops outside the wall, trying to prevent them from returning. Basically telling them if they hear a distress call from technically headquarters, don't answer it.
Cool.
And she holds probably as much sway as Elias, so I think you're going to be fighting a third or a quarter of the Technic League today.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Let's kick some ass and take some names.
He says, I've got a lot to do, and I will see you guys at 8 o'clock, I think. Or after if we survive. Good luck. He leaves. Nalki says... She says, again, I'm more of a watcher, not a fighter, but she gives you guys a frequency. And she says, this is my frequency, and I'll ping you guys on it, or you can ping me if you have any questions maybe I can answer, or if I notice anything I think you should know, I'll send it to you. I hope
Can
you
you
will.
be aware of the lower levels as well, or just the upper level?
The lower levels, she says, I actually haven't been down there in
Okay.
years because I don't like that stuff, and I've not invited. I run the city's investigative division, so I don't go back to headquarters much as everybody else. Akradin never goes there. Elias is rarely ever in the city walls. It's really Gartone and Osmond's people that go down there. I would expect defenses, weird experiments, gearsmen, and maybe Osmond or Grin herself down there. Maybe.
Understood. Just trying to
She
gauge.
says, I know
where-
this. The level right below the surface is barracks and labs and a council room that we had a meeting in years ago, and I haven't seen it since. And then there's another level below that I've never been to that is some kind of experimental garden or subterranean plant farm, something. I don't know. I don't quite understand. The real fear here, she says, is Osmond.
If there's Vegapygmies in that stupid third level, we're torching the whole place. Just warning you now.
There's that book 1 trauma coming out. Hell yeah. After what it did to poor Greprillo.
Wait, what? What happened to Gavrilo?
The Vegapygmies?
Yeah, but sorry, I missed the comment before that. What did you say?
She says in the third level below the surface under the Technic League facility, there's some kind of weird garden, magical plant garden.
Ooh, okay.
And Nomcast said if there's Vegapygmies, we're torturing it.
The
Nice,
whole place.
yeah.
Not just the
Oh.
garden, the whole place. We're torching the whole place. You know, gotta be sure.
Oh, and are you
Yeah.
guys going to detonate Gartone's head?
Yep.
Who's doing that and how you doing it? You got 2 hours while Croctaw meditates.
Think you can get close enough to do it, Numcath?
Yeah, of course I can.
All right.
All right,
Rock
me
and
a
roll.
Stealth. I'll sneak
Roll
out.
me a stealth there and a stealth back.
I'll use the copycat.
Okay.
I got plenty.
I was
of
just
charges
looking up
on.
lightning and sandstorms, and it looks pretty badass. It's like
Awesome.
orange in this picture I'm seeing.
Oh, that looks awesome.
All right. 43 out.
While the druid meditates on nature magic and realigns herself spiritually and metaphysically, you sneak to the north side of town, get within sight of the building, and try your clicker again. And again, it does not work. You're 2 blocks away at a very safe distance.
Crap. Any idea what happened, Cass?
She says, I think we made a mistake when we wired it. I think the connection or when it fell down in the pit, it broke the connection. So I think the only way to do it now is to go down there and fix it again and then come out and remote detonate it.
Or I can drop a block of Cyrix down there.
You could do that too.
I think that's safer. We don't know if that thing's like just half a hair from blowing up.
Okay.
Where am I?
She says, so you're gonna like get above it and throw Silex in?
Pretty much.
Okay. Are you going in via rooftop or ground level? How do you
Uh,
approach?
Rooftop, since I can
Okay.
climb so easily.
You get on a neighboring rooftop, and you're creeping with your 43 stealth across the roof, looking around. In distance, you hear guard alarm being raised and guards running around different locations.
It made me place
Blocks away.
Yeah,
What's
it
that?
made me place a template to use the item. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
so
Nice. Just blow up my imaginary map, says Nelky. Cool. Um, and you are creeping across this rooftop, looking around, don't see anyone. In the way distant southwest, far across town, you see a gearsman flying through the air, one of those flying Apache helicopter motherfuckers. And you're creeping along the roof, and as you get close to the roof, you get two hands up on the edge, and you're about to like vault and do a jump over to the other roof to where you could drop the Silex down through a vent or some other way. And Cass says, "Oh, get down."
I hit the ground.
There, you hit the ground, and she goes, "Cover your ears."
I turned the headset off and covered my ears.
You flick the headset off your head and press your hands into the side of your head.
Actually, wait a second. I think the headset actually gives me protection from
It actually should, yeah. If it's the contact.
Yeah, so actually, no, I basically slapped my hands over the headset over my ears more.
Your ComTac headset, you hear it go from amplifying surrounding noise. You feel the world go absolutely deaf. She switches something inside it, and it fully isolates your ears from the sound. And then you feel like you almost have a heart attack from the vibration of the force of vibration passing through the wall of the roof next to you, which shatters, and you can make a reflex save.
Since you insist.
It will probably be good, but it will need to be good.
Oh, there it is. How's a 35 do?
Pretty great. The wall next to you erupts, pushes you across the roof, and you are suddenly reminded of riding Krokta's wave spell to your imminent death. And you go skipping across the roof, pressed against this piece of it. And behind you is just a wall of fire and stone and earth. And everything goes black as this black smoke just fills the air. You feel burned from all sides. And you skip across the roof like a stone, and at the last second, Cass goes, "Jump!" And you push with both your hands and both your legs off of this fragment of roof. Go flying over to the next roof over that you never planned on landing on. Nearly get impaled by a chimney, a little metal chimney. And everything around you is on fire. You see a huge chunk of flaming stone fall into the building next to you, crash through multiple floors. You hear screams from down the street. And yeah, it seems to have gone off.
Yeah.
That was why I wasn't going to go down and tinker with it.
Cass is like, "Get the fuck out of here. There's so many gearsmen coming here."
I'm so gone.
You scamper down the side of the building and run through the streets. Are you still disguised as a guard?
Yep.
Okay. You look
And I'll
like
play it up too.
you look
like
like a
anybody-
panic guard. Yeah.
Anybody in the way, move it, make way, make a hole, I'm coming through, guard coming through.
You hear fire alarms being sounded, and you snake your way back through town as just chaos is erupting back there. Cass says, as soon as you guys are clear and you have a minute to think, she says, "That signal was remote. We didn't do that.
Okay.
They detonated him."
How could they detonate him when we couldn't?
They detonated his head
Yeah,
somehow, but our comm was not connected. So we were sending the signal to the comm on the roof, which was probably reaching
Okay.
it, and it wasn't reaching his head. Someone
Alright.
within 5 city blocks, is my guess, just went up there and went, "Die, Gartone." And they didn't know that his head was wired to essentially a small nuclear reactor. So they thought they
Alright.
were going to get a 20-foot explosion, and they got an entire building explosion.
Yeah.
So they're pretty shocked too. Another successful op, and you hear an imaginary like high five. in your head. Actually,
Yeah.
she plays this for you.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah. Quite up to our standards. Subtle, silent.
Those of you on the south side of town feel a tremor go through the ground. There is in Nalki's safe house as as Krokta's meditating, you see one eye pop open. She goes back into meditating. She stays focused, but the whole room, like Nalki's coffee cups on the wall, shake.
Now I'm Kath up to his tricks again.
Successful detonation. Okay. Moving into position.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay.
So we are. Yep, all back there. With Tiny Krokta.
You approach through the city streets. Let's see. Yeah, why isn't it playing my...
It's a big map.
It really is. Huh. Oh, and I've already started Krokta's Dust Storm. I don't know if that's appropriate, but
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. It would
Okay.
it would have sprung up before we got into position because we want it to be fully fledged and already causing problems before before we blow them up.
As soon as I stop meditation, basically.
okay. It is
Or at least-
now. I can't do it with this thing, but it's now 5 minutes to 8. You guys are in position. The dust storm has taken effect. The Technic League is on full alert and recalling all their troops for the entire, all across Numeria back home. If you can teleport home, teleport home. If you can run home or whatever. But they can't get here immediately. And you guys are poised on the north side in cover. Looking at the compound to the south, it is only, the nearest wall is only about 100 feet southeast of you. With the dust storm, they are very unlikely to see you guys hiding back here amongst the rocks. You're just in somebody's like backyard. That's the nearest building to the Technic League on this side. And as it gets close to 8, I'm just going to say this to you guys. I prepared this for a while and tweaked it today based on what I thought the plans would be. And I have 4 different versions depending on which way you guys approach from and attack from. This is the party northwest and Tokala bullshit southeast. Prepped. And I thought about describing it. I do love describing things, but I had way more fun making this little audio file. So I'm just going to play it for you, okay?
Cool.
Where you're positioned plus Tokala's dust storm means you will not get to see any of this shit anyway. That's the other reason I thought it might be pointless for me to describe it. You have no way to see it. But you'll definitely hear it. You'll definitely feel it. And when I put together these sounds, I realized that all of these things are you all's fault. They are all decisions you made. Everything that's about to happen really is it's really your fault. So.
Okay.
And you say that
I'm a
as
little
the highest
scared.
form of compliment, right?
Yeah, you can take it. However, once you're done hearing it, you'll know what I mean.
I'm a little worried.
You're like, yeah, but when you hear it, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, we did that. Oh yeah, we did that.
Move my headset a little bit away from my ears before they get.
Definitely grab your knobs right now. Everybody, get your finger on your
Hey,
knowledge
this is
Hold them
adjust
tight.
on your
Hey, this is a
volume
recorded-
adjuster.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me stop and start the recording. I meant your volume adjuster. I say grab your knob. If you hear something gross, that's on you. But definitely be ready to adjust your volume in case this is too soft or too loud, and it will get louder. But at 8 o'clock, at the appointed hour, when you ask Tokala for an assault/distraction, this is what he gives you.
Target southeast, 200 meters. Fire.
Oh, I forgot to say this. Cass, when she's this close, and you guys are sitting here waiting, she says, they've switched the way they're communicating. They're on a different channel, which means two things. Our friends can't block it, but I can listen to it and I can block it.
Do it.
Okay, so she says, I'm going to let you guys listen to their radio chatter. So the two things you're going to hear is Technic League radio chatter and what you hear with your ears. Okay, so starts with the Technic League radio chatter. Enjoy.
Target southeast, 200 meters. Fire. Negative hit. Weapons free. Solid barrier, no penetration. Squad 2, south wall on the double. Confirm.
You guys can hear the pipes.
Go active.
Yep.
Hold fire. Engage on visual.
Cass says, I'm shutting them down.
Calm jam effect. Reboot.
They're deaf. You guys feel the ground shake. Constant din of extremely loud music being played far away.
The funny thing with the rumbling and everything like that, I just had this sudden, like, complete anime image of the Mako riding on this giant, like, rock tidal wave, you know? They just did this big rock tidal wave that just slammed into the wall with the Mako riding.
It's hard to see through the dust, but Cass says that the truck came up out of the ground with Tokala hanging onto the top of it with an enlarged person spell on. So he's 12 foot tall, and there are two of these 12 foot tall junk golem things hanging off the side with him, which that would be the Earthen Daughters.
Oh, damn.
And he burst out of the ground with a bunch of orcs, Silverhawk gang members, Ratfolk scrappers, and Mayanda and Bebsa are driving the truck with Val and Connor Bane flying above it, fully buffed, and Dinvaya, Isuma, the scrap witches, and you even see this sort of dusty, it looks like war footage, so much dust and noise and chaos, but standing guard next to Dinvaya and Isuma is Reginald in his tuxedo with a pistol.
Ooh, nice.
And he drops some motherfuckers. You've never known this, but Reginald is a 10th level gunslinger.
Oh,
And he just crit some Technic League bitch for 75.
Nice.
And next time we will begin your assault of the Technic League compound while you listen to this incredible soundtrack of Mayanda's truck. The truck is producing so much sound. She must have bolted more speakers onto it. But the effect all of you spellcasters, even at this distance, can feel it. It's distracting. And if you're in the cone of it, which is like a 150-foot cone or 150-foot radius, you suffer massive negatives to your concentration checks, and it's very hard to focus and cast spells. So it's like a giant audio suppression field.
That's crazy. It's cool.
All right. Next time we have a big fight. I hope you all have a really lovely holiday. And we won't meet next week. We may not have enough people the week after that. But 3 weeks from now, I think we'll try to have this big slugfest.
Which will probably take several
Sounds good.
sessions.
It might. Yeah, it certainly won't be as easy as your last fight.
Yeah.
I mean, we got at least 3 stages to this fight.
I got a lot of troops, but so do you. That's what I meant by the... It's really your fault. Is you guys let Mayonda live. You had the option to execute, or you didn't. You made friends with the scrap orcs. Like, you did a good job making friends with all these NPCs across Torch. Like, you guys have made choices through all 5 books that led to more and more and more allies. And I started to just think that, like, Torch is like a little army unto itself. And if it comes to war, then you guys are just 3 times more dangerous.
Yep.
So it's coming.
Yep. And between the Mockery, the 2 captains on our side, and the Dust Storm, that's going to severely hamper reinforcements.
Yeah, what I'm gonna do, and I'll hold myself to this, is I have placed the technically here that I think should be here.
Yeah.
And I've placed the amount that are gonna get called to the south side of the fortress, or already have been. And I'm not gonna let them. They're not gonna have reinforcements for like 30 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe more. So you have a pretty good window of secure the facility.
Yep.
But you don't know who's in
Nice.
the basement.